of a year to get.
Yeah, it's not a very good business decision.
Yeah, no, it's not. It's not whenever, I've got to pay my office space and I've got to pay my employees and, the bills keep coming no matter how much money I make or don't make. They keep sending me the bills.
That's kind of interesting because the loans on there is not assumable, so how do you do that?
Well, it's a program. It's a home buyer program called Buying the House Subject to the Existing Mortgage. And I can tell you that your mortgage does have, and I put all of this in writing, your mortgage does have on it what's called a due on sell clause, which means that if you do end up selling your house, the way that I mentioned selling your house, that the lender does have the right to call the loan due, which means that they can say, look, we need you transferred ownership, you need to come pay off this loan. Well, what happens is if I don't end up paying off that loan, which I wouldn't if they ended up doing that in the first, several months of the deal, I wouldn't end up paying off that loan. I'd have to come back to you and say, look, they're calling the loan due, which I've never had that happen, but it doesn't mean it won't happen. It can happen. And we've got a decision to make. It just means it puts you right back in the same boat that you're in now. And, what would happen also is, you had those payments caught up at $10,000. So you had a credit of $10,000 put in the darn thing. But if they ended up calling that loan due, then it'd probably end up being a foreclosure, which it's about to be a foreclosure now. So I mean, it's it's not putting you into any situation that you're not already in.
Yeah, but I just don't want to end up owing you $10,000.
No, you won't owe me anything. You won't sign anything where you're owing me anything. You're not signing any kind of note. You're not borrowing any kind of money from me or anything like that. As far as me and you are concerned, you won't owe me any money.
Yeah, then I'm back to square one. Now I owe you, I'm in liability to you, Tim. So I don't want brother not.
Yeah. No. That's something that I've never out of all the years doing this business, I've never had somebody think that far ahead where you thought that you'd owe me money. No, but I can even make an addendum and put down in writing that you won't owe me $1.
Yeah. Well, okay. Well, I'll talk to the wife about it, and let me give you a call, or you want to call me tomorrow?
Yeah, that's fine.
We got to make a decision on this pretty quick here.
Yeah, not a problem. I'll just probably give you a call sometime during the day tomorrow. Or I don't know if you've got, if you want to take my number, you feel free to call me as well. But I'll still be in Florida.
Let me have your number, and then maybe I can give you a jingle.
Okay. Area code 904
Mm-hmm.
993 6457.
What was the loan process again? You said.
It's not a loan. It's just a investment technique that we call it buying a house subject to the existing mortgage. It just means that we buy the house, but the mortgage, the note stays a lien on the property.
Okay.
And I can tell you, when you run that by your agent, they're going to say, no, don't do it. But this is the same agent who upped the price on the house that's behind on its payments and about to go to foreclosure just so your agent can make a commission.
I'm sure he's trying to make his dollar too.
Well, the thing about that is that they're not going to make their dollar if they up the price higher than what it's worth because the house won't sell. I just don't understand why they do that. It just doesn't make sense to me. I run into this every single day.
We had it at $350 and we did get one offer, but that's when he decided, let's raise it up just a little bit, put it back on the market a little bit higher to see if we can get a.
Well, you know what I would do if I were you is.
But just like you said, I think there's too many foreclosures in the area that at a lower price.
Yeah, they don't want them, man. The banks don't want these. It's extremely rare that they would call a loan due on the subject to the due on sell clause, like I mentioned to you. It's extremely rare. And I tell you what I would do if I were you before you had me come in there or Ethan come in there and buy the house as I mentioned, is I would say, I don't know if you know the people who made you that offer at $350. I'd go back to them and see if they're still around, see if you can still sell it. And then I'd go tell this agent to take a hike.
Yeah, even to give him just a couple dollars, just
Well, to do something, because you're about to lose it to foreclosure. I mean, if he's a friend of yours and things like that, you can just explain to him and say, look, you know, we don't. The house isn't worth 368. It's not going to sell at 368. We need to get this $350,000 buyer in here, and you know, make what you can make, drop your commission. But I got to get this house sold because you're driving me to foreclosure here. This house isn't going to sell.
Right.
That's what I would do. If you can save that 350, that's your best case scenario.
Well, it would be, yeah, exactly. Okay, Steve.
All right, buddy.
I'll give you a call. We'll think about this a little bit.
Yeah, not a problem.
Probably tomorrow.
Not a problem. Good talking to you.
You too.
All right, bye-bye. All right, there you have it, 23 minutes, which is about 20 minutes longer than a call like this usually takes. I still think he thinks he's going to get $10,000. There's absolutely no way. To be honest with you, it's not really that great of a deal. When I turn around and sell it on a lease option, I would turn around and, let's say it's worth $355. I'd probably try to sell it for $365 on a lease option, which I could get that price because I can sell it on terms. And I would try to cash it out in 12 to 24 months to go ahead and get this thing done. He'll call me back and he'll go for it. He probably, you know, unless he can call an agent and the agent can salvage that $350,000 buyer. And I tell you, it's always better to be honest, tell him up front, because I'd rather let him know everything right now and not hide anything right now, because had I driven out to his house, spent a lot of time with him at their house, then all of a sudden, you know, I discussed the do on sell clause at their house and they said, oh, no, I can't do that, I can't do that. Well, I'd rather find out he wouldn't do that while I have him on the phone here than me wasting my time driving across town or wherever I've got to go and spending time with people that I don't even know, when I could have found out that information over the phone. So he gets it, he understands it. I talked a little faster to him than I do on most of my sellers, but I can tell that he got the lingo, he got the subject to and all that. We'll see. I think he'll call me back. So we'll move on to the next one. So.